This is Agent Jones requesting access to restricted file 8752. This is Agent Jones requesting access to restricted file 8752. Oh, really? No time to stabilize reality, but plenty of time to revoke my credentials. This is Agent Jones requesting access to all materials related to the 7. Oh, great! Okay, if you're not going to give me what I need, I'm just going to have to take it.
HD to essentially beam Blackest Trio out of the air if that happens here at the first moving zone.
My bad for calling that early. Was sitting slightly very low in my chair, so I didn't get to look too high for Blackest Trio. They've invested so much for this. Who gets it though? No one gets it. Everyone has to move.
Okay, everyone has to move, so that bouncer play, that leapfrog is not an option, but they still bouncer essentially all the way to the front of the zone if they want it. But expect that team who is at height right now, Blackest Trio, who's above Noah's, is to basically wait just a little bit longer for someone else to establish a point. Then they'll go and kind of cap right on top of them. But it looks like Erican's going to elect to, he's going to stretch that out a little bit. He's going to stretch that tarp a little bit to give him a little bit more airspace, so to speak, to go over.
Oh my, Nosflick and Thomas don't get into a fight as the zone starts to move. That's one of the top 5 trios in trouble right now.
The deal's there.
Blackie, they roll in, but Deal No O'Reilly are following right behind. They can jump right on. A mid-air RPG. Okay. No O'Reilly, you're too dynamic. He doesn't actually get too much off of it, but now that high ground team knows what they have in store. They're still going to push forward, straight towards the top. You and Blackie and DPS still hold it down. Another RPG comes in, does not drop them. No O'Reilly with a big bouncer, but he gets beaten low on HP. The deal falls all the way down as well, and now Noah's left in a 1v3.
Man, the battle for high is going to leave both of these competitors wounded. Noah with the RPG now down to 1 HP. Can he hold on? And I think he's going to go for like a last-second RPG play. No mats. He does get some breather release reasons right there. Oh no, he goes down. So now it's up to Vidil and Reason to carry the torch, but there's no RPG at play at high, child.
Yes, they got height at a big cost. Janice and Hen as well. Loose Chapmix. This is not bad. This is according to plan. Almost every game, we see this trio operating as just a duo. It's any one of the two players, they just end up popping off. I'm not sure why they have these weights basically attached to their legs to slow them down, but I guess their kicks hit harder. Let's see what they got all the way in the middle of these boxes.
It's basically two solo superstars, essentially. They could be apart. They don't need to be together, but they will get necessary, crucial buckets when they need it most.
The lobby following suit. It's Reason and Vidil up top, Flick, and I believe Thomas down below as well, who are lost with, you know, Anas not being alive. We'll see how these guys can hold it out against trios all around the server as well. Flecking's trio, all alive looking for shots right now. Malibuka's there too. Benji's fishing in the same box as Anas. He's trying to play a little bit of defense. Amplify went down. Flick and Anas right beside each other. They're looking for the shots real quick. Anas, low HP on the bottom right of your screen. Another player right in front of him, that's Snazy. He can't touch the storm at all. It's gonna take him out. He finds a way to stay low, but it's not possible. He gets deleted.
Now it's up to Vidil and Reason here. They're going to have the opportunity to close out this match with the victory royale and a huge elim point here, but they have to do it as a duo. Look at down below. Hen, this is perfect opportunity for Hen to pop off. Can Flick pop off? No, he gets popped instead. Goes down to Snazy, who is a solo hit himself. So that's going to be a big score for Analyx's trio. If Snazy could stay on his feet, these are the opportunities that you could rack up those points you got no business to. We got Kiko's trio in full force down below. Snazy is on the mid ground fighting for his life, trying to hold on as much as possible. Now he has no choice here but being Wood builds, and if someone sees him and they get him right down, gets bopped. Hen has an opportunity now to kind of hold on, but I think Reason sees him, and Reason's gonna push down below.
Janice went down too, so one of the biggest threats not available. It's basically almost a full game of solo for Hen, but a full trio alive down below. So 3v2 v1.
Don't count Hen out. He can make a miracle happen here in this game.
Still 10 elims though for the high ground
Miracle
trio.
gone.
High ground 2, the miracle. It's absolutely stopped in his path. Kiko takes a big shot straight to the face. They still have control of low ground. One of the best places to be inside the 9th zone in an end game. Reason and Vidil might have to just drop down into that box. Kiko going for the med kit play. He's trying to go for a mini heal off, so he has enough HP to go for the fight here. Reason and Vidil up top can't actually puncture any builds down below. It's all brick and metal. They'll have this impasse still here for the final seconds.
This will be whoever wins this will be the second victory out here in these finals.
Okay, we'll see exactly what ends up dropping down here in just a second. Still kind of a stalemate between both sides. The dual Reason trying to just puncture these boxes more with shots, with a little bit of piece control, but it's not possible. Reason drops down from the right side, gets Kiko. He gets traded. I think it's a 1v2 now. No, it might just be a 1v1 Slender versus Vidil. Okay, let's see what we got. Big bouncer, big shot, 100, followed by more. Vidil is insane, and he doesn't lose those.
Holy, 13 elims and the big time tracking to get that big shot. Wow, that is what the kind of finish that they have, and they were able to do it with that crazy RPG play, bouncing right over, sneaking up behind Blackie's trio. That's what I'm talking about. That's the action I want here in the finals in day 2, Shio.
5 letters, 1 word, style for Vidil. Woo! That was just absolutely sick from the trio. I don't even think we were watching trios that game. That felt like duos and solos the whole way through.
It did, man. There was so much chaos, so much action, and hey, we could only keep up with what we can. We are gonna need the help of the analysts to break it down more. Let's kick it to Zeke.
Yeah. Eliminations and a VR in game number 1.
Incredible. And you know, one of the things that I think we kind of missed a little bit there was when Resin dropped down behind them at the end, he actually managed to pick up 2 of them, not just 1. Yeah. He managed to pick up 2 of them, making it that 1v1 situation at the end.
Yeah, these guys are phenomenal, right? One of my favorite things about what was so effective for these guys that game, you know, nobody goes down. They're playing as a duo, and, you know, they have so much ammo available. One of my pet peeves as an analyst is when I watch a team, they have, you know, 400 shots available, and they're not taking them. You know, you can't save your ammo for next game. You know, you got to use it in the game you're playing. And these guys had relentless pressure, right? You know, some of the trios down below would have had no idea that it was a duo above them, right? Because these guys were constantly spraying, applying pressure, and it ends up leading to that victory. Great stuff. Also, congrats to my Portuguese Magnificos, man. Slender and them, great stuff.
Yeah.
They picked up a victory royale yesterday. They pick up a victory royale to start off, or not a victory royale, they get second to start off today. So good stuff from those guys as well.
Yeah, and you don't even need the VR necessarily, right? Obviously, picking up that additional 5 points that separates first and second is going to kind of give you a little bit of a buffer. But yeah, I mean, there's just so much action, and it's so interesting to kind of come into the first day because you can tell a lot of these trios are thinking like, okay, we can't make a mistake. If we do anything wrong here, it's going to cost. Through Reese, we're kind of watching it back. You're like, dude, this is so congested. There's so many trios that are just not wanting to move.
Yeah, and that's kind of what happens, unfortunately, when you have these far side zones. And, looking at some of how these top teams coming into the day kind of took part of that, we saw Cammy's team, Seti and Teak, actually be the first trio to go out in the first game, unfortunately. And, this is what's happened. Teams are adapting. And we saw kind of at this point, Cammy split, very, very split, as the name suggests. These guys aren't landing close together, and teams are capitalizing. We saw Advise's team actually triple land on the Slurp Truck near Coliseum and instantly push into Cammy. They know where he's dropping, and that's an easy elimination. They ended up picking up both eliminations at that point, but unfortunately, both teams ended up going down. So for our first team coming into the game, didn't actually end up playing too well.
Yeah, from first place yesterday to being the first to go down, it's not a great start. Taking a look here, though, Hen, Chapix, Janice, these guys did have a decent game, right, to kick things off. I think they're going to be looking to sort of build on what they just achieved. I think they just got, third place there? So a really good start. Some highlight plays as usual. It's exactly what you expect out of these guys. They are in, amazing form at the moment. And then the VR there, what a shot there from the deal. Great stuff. Taking a look at the leaderboard. Changes. This is what happens for Cammy, Seti, and Teak. I talked at the beginning about how there's such fine margins, so much potential for things to change. And with that victory out, Vidil, O'Reilly, and Reason will pull away just for now. Hen, Chapix, and Janice shortly and closely behind them as well.
Yeah, and all of our top three are so close right now. 9 points between the top three going into the next 5 games. But if you notice, all 3 of these names were in that endgame playing as a duo. Shayo kind of mentioned it a little bit, but we saw Noah Riley go down at the top when he's going for height, and he had the rocket launcher, but the boys still managed to pick up that big victory royale. But Hen, Janice were also playing as a duo, and then also they lost Matzo from Benji and Amplify as well. So all duos playing in the endgame and still managing to secure a ton of points. Just shows how good these teams really are.
Yeah, I want to highlight Anderlecht, Snazy, and Squeeze there in 9th, right? They got 4th in that final game there. And so to see, what they can do, they had a great start yesterday. They had another similar-ish start where, they had a really good first game and things sort of tailored off towards the back end. So can they sort of, sustain this level of performance over the course of the next, 5 games? If they can, then I'm sure they're going to push way higher than 9th. But it's all about being able to put that into motion. Kiko, Slender, and Mosh, that victory pushes them way back up. They were nowhere near the top 10 when we looked on the leaderboard. Now they are, right? So just one victory, not even victory, I keep saying a victory, they didn't win the game. Just one second place alone, is enough to push you so far up the standings there.
I think you were trying to project onto them. Hopefully these guys are going to pick up that victory royale, They got it yesterday. Their games yesterday were interesting because they were actually battling back and forth between Anderlecht, Snazy, and X-Squeeze. We see Kiko's team landing in Retail Row, and then we see also Anderlecht's team landing down in Kai Corner. So they're kind of opposing Storm Surge strategies, right? They need to fight against each other. But in that game, they ended up actually not. So both performing very well. And, you said in that game, they were similar to the first day tomorrow. They started first in the first game yesterday, and 4th in the first game yesterday, and 4th today as well.
Anything goes right now, Fortnite fam. With 5 games left, who will be our new FNCS Trios champion? We're getting closer to find out. But for now, we're aboard the battle bus once again and back into the action. It's Shy Wager, it's Sancho West. Over to you guys.
Who will be our Trios FNCS champion might be the hardest question.
And how chaotic those variables were changed. I mentioned that yesterday, that this kind of formula, it's all set. Everyone had it, but literally the entire formula has changed. We're no longer edge fighting here on Storms. We're no longer hanging out trying to get simple Storm tags from a distance. We are getting in the nitty gritty. We are getting right up in people's grills and trying to get them out of this competition with some aggressive play. Just seeing Advise's trio literally land on Cammy's on that split on one of those trio members, like that in itself shows you how aggressive people are. And for the first time in a long time, Shayo, we may have a zone being up north. And that's going to be spending some great news for Hen's trio, who's been always making these crazy south migrations, right? Finally, they get one in their backyard. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're able to walk away with the victory royale. And one thing to point out, though, is we saw that Hen and Janice were going in there basically in that final movings as basically as duos, right? And what would we say? they will find a way to get some good placement out of that and get some elims, and they ended up in third place and getting all the way to that point. And that's what's been working so well for them. And if you try to do that formula or somebody else, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't make sense. It shouldn't work, but they end up making it work so well.
This is like the one math class that I love, because I can actually understand it and follow it through, right? Just expecting good players to play great. I feel like I'm actually at home and now I'm learning. Still, though, for Matzo, Amplify, Benji, that last game, huge for them to take over at first. They had one of the best positions. They were beaming down below. They get knocked down one tier to third now. They're still kind of in that running. It's just 5 points of a difference. But you have to remember something, right? When these teams have an opportunity to steal a game over, when they have an opportunity to beat the guys controlling the lobby, and they miss it, that hurts, because that opportunity doesn't come every single time.
Speaking of opportunities, looks like Lane Trio and now with the Cuss Trio have decided to see their luck at Steamy Stacks, and I think Andretta has decided to, like, hey, I'm out of here. Now we're going to take a look at the overall scope of things and seeing if there's any other kind of engagements happening. And that middle zone, that is Michael's trio, and they have been doing so well throughout this entire day one. Their success has been led to a lot of smart rotations and taking advantage of those crystals.
Absolutely, those crystals letting you just jump back and forth. The 0-point crystals, of course, have so much more flexibility. That overhead map shot was just really cool too. You're noticing that a lot of trios are splitting more and getting more, being a little bit greedy off their POIs.
Oh yeah, this is huge.
It makes it look like a beautiful painting, though. It's nice. We get art inside Fortnite amongst all the action.
Yeah, Matzo is never really that far off the coast. It's usually Amplify is the one that's that far. Amplify literally sits on the edge and he just fishes. That's how far as he goes. Because you have Paco's team kind of landing in that logjam, but we all been knowing that Paco has been going all the way to center as fast as possible. Those kind of teams that play for center, they're usually there 5 to 6 minutes. It's the teams like Benji's teams and teams like Hen's teams and Vidil's teams. I would say they'd be in their POI for 8 minutes, but it looks like all calm is chill on this POI. For the first time, there is a moment of peace.
No, this is not peace. Have you ever been on like a customer support call before, Sancho?
All the time.
You get angrier the more you have to hold. I guarantee those trios are just, just steaming inside Steamy Stacks, waiting for the fight to break down, pumping up their loadouts. Past that, though, these guys got their call answered. They're at the help desk. Artox, Pizza, and Ardent might not even need a helping hand here. They're looking pretty good in this fight.
Ooh.
Never mind, reverse that situation. Never mind, double reverse that situation. We're now looking at them just taking apart Vior piece by piece. And in a matter of, 7 seconds, that fight is over.
Vior still hasn't found a home in this map. They've been looking all over the place. And Artox, Pizza, and Ardent have coming from Misty Meadows. So they saw someone in the water that they weren't recognized hanging out in their POI, and they decided to push them. You're seeing more aggression. You're seeing more people taking up close and personal. It's just such a different type of style. Now, Julix and Tarentos, they were landing out there in the Colossal Coliseum in day one. They moved to Pleasant Park at the end of the day. They found some success. There was multiple trios here, but right now they basically pushed out Advisor Trio. Advisor Trio, like they mentioned, went all the way down towards the Jurassic Cami split.
Yeah, this is kind of like, one of those reality TV shows, Life Swap, right? So it's cool to see how these guys are playing in each other's POI.
POI swap, right?
Yeah, POI swap. It's just so different because these guys just leave so early, Julius and company. They just go straight over to a different POI fast. Meanwhile, when we saw Cubics yesterday, he spent a long time there, enjoying the home, cooking some food in the kitchen. You'll notice 2 cars, these guys are gone. Maybe up keeping metal? Nope, they're skipping that. Torrento's taking snipes at the passenger side. They're looking for more across the map.
And we see Savage just that mini map. Savage is going to his Storm Stats tags part right there, his Storm Search tags part. Savage has talked about, he knows exactly where to go. That little mountain that they just passed, that's where Savage is. It's good to see Savage here. What's been hurting Savage's trio is essentially is always somebody in his spots there for Storm Surge. So far, clean right now, looking good. He needs to make some movement here. I think this is his opportunity for that trio to make some movement on the board. Because look at the leaderboard already, Chayo. First place was Vidil's trio, 171 points. Second place, Hen's trio. Third place is Amplify, 162 points. Seti Kamitik, who got 0 points game one, just slid down to fourth. Not too bad there with 147 points. And Flickanos and Thomas HC right on the heels, 141.
I got to message the back end and see if we can support these many points being dropped down by the first place team. We're almost at 200, and including this game, we have 5 more to go. So, I'm not even sure what records are about to be broken inside this FNCS if Vidil, Noah Riley, and Reason get, you know, maybe just 2 more games to do what they do.
There's nothing like a wild card. The wild card just causes so much chaos, and Night vs. Trio has been so chaotic throughout the entire day and the tournament total. So far now, they're in another spot. They're in the contesting Steamy Stacks. These guys have been all over. Maybe they just want screen time. You know what I mean? They want to see some broadcast stage light. And that's a great way to go, is just to go to a different place because the camera's there.
Absolutely. I mean, these guys are just hunting for the fight. It's nice to be dynamic on that north side. You got to remember this game also might be different because this is a very different type of zone. Usually, towards the south, you see the mountains, or we're in the dry desert. Now we're in the lush forests. And what is it? The coves of craggy cliffs, maybe? It'll be more calm. It'll be more calm, but it's...
Carter, what's up? What's up? What is up, bro? What's up? Did you see what I have? The ice character. We got it going with the ice. We got it going with the ice. Hey, hey, hit it. What? App.
Get over here! Bring it in!
I'm
Oh my
playing.
God, look at you!
I'm playing with Carter.
Okay. I didn't need my hat.
Okay. I too. We just opened the gate. Thought I heard something. Right the fart. Ninja, ninja! I like ninja, ninja! Ninja Raptor 1089! Try to make the great goodbye. Look some time to survive farts. Hey! Where'd Carter go? Oh well, I'm dead. What do I do? Oh yeah, you can respawn. Carter, where are you? Wow, that's fat. I'll take that.